There's an Iron Golem being eradicated. So whenever we play Minecraft, we tend to find a village first and take over a village, and pretty much that's the base, because let's face it, that's the easy way to do things. Straight away, if you find a village, you've got lots of stuff, you've got beds, and you have a nice easy start. I mean, you can start somewhere else, and we have done that plenty of times, and even built villages. And there's an Iron Golem being eradicated. When you build a village like that, especially when you've got this many villages, you do collect a lot of Iron Golems, and you really can't put a farm nearby because of the way the village is and everything. So what you do is you just have a nice villager friendly and roleplay friendly trap such as this to collect iron, because let's face it, you don't need a lot of iron anymore, especially with the new Minecraft. There's iron everywhere. So I haven't got my face on today because I've got backlighting and it's glary and terrible, so I won't subject anyone to that, and it's better not to look at my face probably anyway. You can look at my back instead. Everything I play is pretty much played as Xina, so make of that what you will. So normally I'm very first person. I would normally play like this, but I think it will probably be easy to see if we do this as much as possible. So essentially we like to put this towards the center of the village. It's the best place. You're going to catch more of the golems, otherwise the golems tend to roam around. You're not going to catch them all, but you can always, like, every once in a while, lead one into the death if you've got one that's just not being, it's collecting too much. But you can put them in the middle. You'll still keep a few golems towards the edge, because not all of them will come around the area. They wander around. When they get close, we'll have a little zombie there to attract them. But this is the same seed as our server, but I've just got this as a single player just to do this. I could build this in creative mode, but let's try and do it. I normally build in survival, so we should be able to do that more or less within reason. So because it is a very, very easy build, so we have very few items really need. I think I've got them all here. Some wall, a slab, although that can be anything, or block even, that's going above the zombie. We'll need some lava to burn the golems, chests, some hoppers to collect the stuff, iron trapdoors in Java to hold the lava in place, and if you're doing this in Bedrock, you're going to have to use something like gates and open them, because you can't use gates in Java, they will burn, but the gates don't seem to, the wooden gates don't seem to burn in Bedrock, and you can use them to hold the lava in. Unfortunately, you can't use trapdoors in Bedrock because the golems are taller and won't go under. We'll see that in a minute. We'll need some water to make some perma water or something. We only really need 4 buckets of water, so we couldn't always run back to the river or find some water somewhere. So that's not a problem. And some stairs to get the villagers out, because I have got a couple of zombie eggs here to do this one, but it's very easy to lure a zombie in and lock him up above there during one of the nights. Bring a zombie in, lock him in, and you have a zombie. They're very easy to collect. There's always plenty of zombies around. And then you're just going to need some blocks. I just got some dirt. I'll probably dig up some more dirt shortly, but just some dirt for general workaround blocks. And whatever block you like, I'm just going to use polished diorite or something with a nice clean edge for so it's easy to see. So what are we going to need? First thing we're going to do is find a nice area. We want a fairly flattish area, somewhere in the middle of the village. The middle of the village is the best place. And then essentially we want to find a spot to put the thing that's going to be enough blocks around. It's about 13 by 13, the final product, plus a stairway up, which you're going to have to put somewhere. Pick a direction. I'm not sure which way we'll have the stairway coming out. We'll see what it's like when it's finished. So we pick a spot in the middle here somewhere. This looks good. It's if it's 13, that means like 6 in any direction from here, and we'll have our little that should give us enough. That's going to give us 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, so plenty of room there. on each side. And essentially that is the middle of our, we just put that there in the middle of our thing, nice and easy. And that is our post in the middle. So then above that we're going to put there will be a block of lava there, so that's easy. And above that we're going to put our little block of this. Put our 4 around that. And essentially that is where our zombie is going to live. So if we're going to bring a zombie in, we're going to have to make a little line here. You can very easily make a little path using dirt and whatnot to bring your zombie in. You can make a path like that very easily and walk your zombie in with a little roof above his head and whatnot. Oops. Get your zombie out here, get him to follow you in, make a stairway up. Which I have done wrong already. But you get the idea. You bring your zombie in here, he drops in here. You can have a little lid on there, all ready to go. That will be too high for the zombie. And then you just put your little slab on top and your zombie will live there. And he'll be quite happy. There's enough shade there. You can put a bigger shade there if you really want, but he'll be fine there with a little shade over his head. And no matter how you get the zombie, you're going to have to name him, of course. So you're going to need to fish for a name tag. And you'll need an anvil. And we'll call him Bob, of course. Bob. And this doesn't make any difference whether you capture him or we cheat him in like this, but they are very easy to capture, obviously. This one we're just going to plonk in there, and then you'll probably whack him in a minute. We'll give his name to Bob, and there he is. In some ways it's actually probably not a good idea to put him there first, because then you're going to have golems hanging around being a pain, but it's also easier to get them up there at this stage of the game. Otherwise you've got to put a bigger thing over the top of it, but it really doesn't make too much difference. But essentially that is our guy there, and then later on we're going to shortly, well, we'll probably do that soon, put the bit of lava under there, and the actual killing mechanism is done. But we are going to have to do a lot of digging. I probably should pull out my shovel, and what we're going to do is dig out some area underneath this. Our biggest concern with this is we don't want villagers dying. We want to kill golems and not kill our villagers if possible. So that means that we're going to put this down a little bit. So this will be head high for a golem and not head high for a villager. So the villagers will be down here where they will not be killed. So that is the plan in any case. So we're going to have to do a bit of digging. This level, this will be our actual hole that all the bits of iron will drop down after the golem dies. Unfortunately, villagers are going to get in the water here because there will be a water trap here, and they're going to go down here in the same area. So we make a little thing so they can have a fun time going round and round circles here if they want, if they do happen to fall in, but they don't get killed. Get this all marked out, and then we'll know where the hole is. And from there we can build our little trap. So this will be the edge of our hole. I have a little bit of a mouse issue with this one. It has a very sensitive second button. So that essentially will be our hole. And believe it or not, villagers will go down that and golems will not. So, and now we have to build this out bigger. So this will be an area where once the golems get into the side of this, they'll see the golem there, they'll come in, they'll get stuck in the water trap, and they will get drawn into here, into the lava. So we can finish setting this up now, and I'll put our little, we want some trapdoors under here, and like I say, you would have to use gates and open them if it was bedrock, but Java we can use trapdoors because gates will burst into flames. Oops. And we put our lava there. If I stop double clicking with this double click button, it's the super double click button. So that's all done. And that's safe as long as the silly villagers don't come in and jump right the last minute. They're fine, but they're in water and we shall see. On some installations I've actually had to put water underneath to put them out when they drop in because, I don't know, some places they just jump and some places they don't, but usually it's fine. And, oh well, there's a few idiots, who cares? So then we just have to dig this out a bit wider. This will be the actual size of it, but just to make it look nice, we'll put another row of blocks out this way. So essentially, we're going to want 3 blocks. Oh, there's a pain. That is a pain, but yeah, essentially we're going to need 3 blocks like that, and then we're going to have our edge. So that will be what this will look like. That will be our outer wall. So now we just need to do that all the way around. So that's 1, 2, 3. And then we'll just dig out in here and make it all nice and neat. And then fill that in and see if I can fill it out in without too many incorrect clicks from this button. So that is the top section finished, and theoretically we can put the water in here so we can see what it looks like, make sure it's all correct. So the idea is the water only goes to the edge there. Now we essentially are going to kill our guys. Now we just need somewhere to collect it. So we're just going to dig down. We probably need to decide which way we're going to bring the people out. It doesn't really matter. We probably will, whichever way is easiest. We may just clean this up a little bit and bring them up this way. Essentially the villagers will occasionally drop down there, and so they've got to get a way out. So we'll just make a little way up here eventually. And there's a dying thing. That's alright, we'll pick up his iron when he's dead. Sort out a way out there eventually. Oh, look at that iron. You can see this is a new game because I'm getting all these achievements. Amazing. And now we just want to dig all this area out. Now, if you're short on blocks, of course, you will just put in the bare minimums here and just leave anything that you don't really want to be white, but it really doesn't matter. If you've got plenty of stone, you can put in all stone if you want. But we are just, I'm just going to put in the minimum ones for now to make it look good. Oh, that's annoying, that mouse. I'm chipping more stones than I'm putting in. I am collecting plenty of dirt. Actually, we'll probably leave those ones out of there. Probably have to open that up to make a bit of a nice area there. What is done here is fairly arbitrary. You can have this more open or closed in if you want. Like if you want it nice and open, you can do that. Have it nice and open and pretty. Because essentially what we're going to have here is our collection area. We want to go a bit wider here. This is also very arbitrary, exactly what you do. I'll just do what we normally do, and that is dig this area out. We'll put a underneath this right here, we're going to put a couple of chests. They'll be right like that. We can then put a hopper into there. Hoppers into there like that, and theoretically we should be able to put a hopper into there like that with a bit of tricky jumping. That wasn't intentional. Like that, just double check that one is into there. Yes, it is. Another one that's gone into there. I tell ya. And that's pretty well that. So essentially it's done. The most of it. That is the actual mechanism's all done. Now we just want a bit of an exit out of here. Got a bit of a thing there. All we want to do is let our people out. We probably want to go one more. We'll put a staircase up here for them, because you know villagers, they are a bit dumb. Could even put a stairway there above us there, so we're not banging our head. Bit of an upside down stairway we wanted to. But that's essentially it. Anything else is purely cosmetic. We can dig this out a bit. Get some coal while we're at it. Make a nice little room down here. Prettify it up. Oh, I cannot resist coal. So the people will fall down here and then they'll just wander out eventually. Hopefully. If they're good. There can be open or not. It's really a personal choice, I think. But it's a very easy thing to make. It's not the most efficient, but the beauty about this this sort of trap is it just works in with your village, and it just, while you're playing around your village and trading with your villagers and whatnot, you can just be trapping iron now and then. And if you do get a build up, obviously there's not many here, so we're not going to get many. But in a normal village with, you know, lots and lots of villagers that you're trading with and doing things with, you end up with lots of golems, and they just take over if you don't do something about them. So, and then of course you can just go around fortifying this all up. And that is it. A very quick and easy iron farm golem trap, really. It's a golem reduction machine, really, because like I say, there's plenty of iron in the map, but this gives you a lot of freebie iron just around the village. So I'm going to head back to the server and have a look at things going there, and you can see one in operation there as well, although I think we already did, didn't we? So very easy build, that one. And very useful for ridding yourself of many golems that will take over your village and give you some iron. So in something like the server here, where there is a lot of villagers, my wife likes to just collect lots of villagers and really lag the server down good, get that fan going that we put in. So she just puts in lots and lots of beds. It is a lot easier, of course, with beds now compared to the old days of doors. And she puts in lots of stations, so we end up with lots and lots of librarians with books for trading books, because she does love her books, don't we all? And yeah, with that many, it's a bit random. And you see these guys up on the roof, they just they collect up there. So every once in a while you do have that problem. So every once in a while you're just going to go up there. Oh! Every once in a while, we're just going to go up here and just push them off of this particular map, and maybe they'll find their way. Maybe they'll find their way into a trap somewhere and make some useful iron out of them. Saves all that mining. So yeah. There he is, and we'll watch one go in, and yeah, oh, he's gone. Thanks for your contribution of iron very much.
Subscribing and liking means more fluff.